You know, I've started to look around at my current age group, and the thing that has become very apparent to me is that at like ages 14, 15, 16, and like all the way upwards to 21, the people start to get into partying a lot. And this is not just applicable to like, yeah, one or two people. Like, I'm talking about 95%, 90% more or less. And I've honestly never understood how people can do this. It never has really registered in my mind because I always thought that partying is a big waste of time simply because you are not getting anything productive done. Let me explain. We all are familiar with the concept of partying and that it's not exactly like the most productive thing that we can be doing with our time. But I think that most people just aren't familiar with the consequences here. Because, of course, that's the first part, which is the alcohol. That is, I think, the main reason that people actually go like to parties. And this is probably the biggest problem as well. Because the alcohol itself, like once or twice, sure, it's not that big of a deal. But if you do this chronically, meaning that like over time, and let's say you go partying one times a week, like every Friday, for example, this is having some real big issues. The biggest issue is that, of course, you're going to gain a lot of body fat. So your gym progress is basically thrown in the bin. But the actually like bigger problem that I think if the people face that have this is the fact that their mind just becomes clouded as hell. Like, I've never been completely drunk before, but I've drank like two, what are they called? Two shots. And I felt my mind was getting like pretty clouded. Okay. And that was just from two shots. I do not want to know the people that are taking beer after beer after beer and have like 15 or something behind them. And the day after, I do not want to know what their mind is like. We also must not fail to mention the effects of the hangover, because at the end of the day, you're exchanging like a few maybe hours of pleasure, maybe even less than an hour, for the next day. Because the moment you're going to wake up from your hangover the next day, you're going to feel horrible. And on that day, you will get absolutely nothing done. And that is, in my opinion, the biggest reason why I should cut out partying. But there's another, and that one is the bad social group. The bad social group is if you are around this for a longer amount of time, then I think this is actually the most detrimental and not the alcohol. Because the people that you go around drinking with, chances are these people are not going to be high value. The people you are going to drink out with are not like the Andrew Tates, are not like the, I don't know, Hamzas or Ali Abdals or whatever or whoever you wanted to pick, really. They're going to be your average person. They are going to be the one that gets a 9 to 5 job for the rest of their lives and is going to be content with it. And if you want that, then go ahead. I'm not about to stop you. But I think you deserve much more than that. Because at the end of the day, you're ruining your health, you're ruining your social contacts, aka your networks, you're wasting all of your time, you're destroying your body, everything is going downhill. Chances are that if you cut out drinking and the like bad social group for a month and hung out with people that are like more of a higher quality, people that support you, people that you can talk with on a more intellectual level, and if you just surround yourself with those people for a month, if you just had some like more meaningful conversations, if you did like everything you could that was just the opposite of drinking and partying, sitting down at the table with a friend and talking for 3 hours about anything really, that's going to be much more productive than that. If you do that, I bet there will be no looking back. Because after that month, you will have seen both dimensions. And let me guess, you're going to choose the second one if you have experienced it. And if not, then it's time you take the first step. Cut out drinking and cut out those bad people. Not all at once, but start. Take small steps in the right direction, and you'll get there.